Welcome back, and we continue our coverage for voting, the second voting day of elections in Egypt. And right now we're joined with our correspondent in Giza Governorate, Lobna Yehia. Lobna, good evening.
Good evening to you, Muhammad. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course. Lobna, well, throughout these 2 days, can you tell me about your whatever you've seen and noticed about the participation of young people and women in Giza Governorate in these elections?
Yes, Muhammad, over the past day and today as well, the participation of Egyptian citizens have been very high. Not only women and young people, but also the elderly and lots of people with the disabled with special needs were here as well. So you can say that the turnout of Egyptian citizens of all ages and especially the young people and women, it was quite impressive. In the afternoon there was a very long line of women even coming with their children to make sure that they cast their vote. So you could say that women are very keen on being part of the political scene. The young people as well are very prominently seen around here, young men and young ladies. And as I have said earlier, also the elderly, although the long lines, and despite the long lines and the heat, it was quite a little hot in the afternoon. However, there are lots of facilities provided, Muhammad. There are shades that are provided for people waiting in line, so they don't have to be standing in the sun directly. And there are also lots of facilities provided for security and logistics around here.
Lubna, I can see at the background behind you that there are still people coming over to the polling station, although we are like almost 30 minutes away from 9 o'clock. And I can also see volunteers still there behind you. Would you please elaborate on the role of volunteers and civil society organizations in facilitating voting for Egyptian citizens?
Yes, Muhammad. Actually, it's quite impressive that people are still turning up for casting their ballots. As you said, it's almost 30 minutes and we close the polling station. All the polling stations will be closing at 9 p.m. According to schedule in the entire republic. However, people are still turning in. The lines are still very long outside. Let's hope that everyone will make it to their committee and make their vote. Regarding the volunteers as well, the police personnel here are very trained, and there are lots of volunteers that are very well trained, and they give help to everyone that needed. For example, in the school we are in, there is no slider for wheelchairs, so the volunteers would carry the person with their wheelchair and take them to their committee to cast their vote and help them if there is any confusion. Especially most of them are elderly people. They may get confused with the instructions or where they would need to cast their ballots, so the volunteers would do that. The volunteers also help in making the lines outside organized, making sure that people go in and turn on time. And if they have any questions regarding where to go, because some people are confused, but however there are also instructive banners. Maybe some people wouldn't pay attention to it, but for fact they are given instructions if needed because of the personnel that I'm telling you about around here.
Well, finally, throughout these 2 days, have you met any international observer or those from civil society observing the elections?
Yes, Muhammad, there were observers here earlier from different organizations. They were around here in the afternoon, making sure that everything is going as smoothly and as proper in the entire electoral process. So you could say that in regards of many measures, everything is well and secured. The Ministry of Interior provided its work. The observers provided their work and were present during the day. There are also ambulances. I forgot to mention there are ambulances waiting outside, a fire truck waiting outside. Also, the traffic patrols are waiting outside, and lots of police patrols. And all of these facilitations are provided through the entire day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So you could say that every entity and authority provided its needed facilitation to the polling station and all other polling stations as well. So the electoral process for citizens is very smooth, no obstructions whatsoever.
Lobna, Yehia, our correspondent in Giza Governorate, thank you very much for these updates.